Hello there, everybody. It's me, your Star Wars dad. I'm going to be opening Bronziums. I've got boohoo Bronzium currency on both accounts. 223,000 here, like 170,000 on the other account. Might be 200,000 by now. I don't know. I got about an hour and a half, hour 35. So, hey, ask me anything. Ask me whatever you want. I'm going to put it here. Let me put it in here. Whoa, wrong button. Ask me anything. All right, there we go. I'm gonna pin that. Throw your questions in there. We'll give you some dad advice while I open these Bronziums. Let's get to it. Do the liking and subscribing, everyone, for your Star Wars dad. We're gonna leave Red 5 up there all month long. Let's get to it. I'm on the Star Wars Dev free-to-play account right now. I've just got a lot of Bronziums to open. Where's my sound? Hang on, I need the sound in this. Although the sound kind of got wonky last time I did this. Let's see if it happens again. When you open a bunch in a row, it doesn't like it. Audio, did I have the... No, that's not what. Okay. Oh, you guys can hear the sound. I had the wrong... Aha! There we go. You guys could hear that. Fungian, what's up? How you doing? I don't want to buy that. No. No. Let's see how loud this is when it goes off. That's fine right there, I think. Maybe even turn it up a little bit. And let's turn it up here. Okay. Let's buy some Bronziums. Throw your questions in chat. Your old dad's gonna help you answer life's questions. Whatever you want to ask me, I'll be your dad. I'll answer while I'm doing this Bronzium opening exercise. And yeah, there's what is the site? The tools. There's an SWGH Tools bot that you can subscribe to for like 10 bucks a month or something. It'll do these automatically. I like to come on here and stream them and talk to you guys while I open Bronziums. It's more fun that way. Blade, what's happening? Ooh. Pagaman is here. Any questions at all? Anything you want about anything at all in life? Pagaman is here. Yeah. Pac-Man is here. Any questions at all? Ask me anything, man. That's the title. Anything you want. Well, this is feels kind of slow to me. I don't know. What's up, E-Man? Because I can do this mindlessly while I dispense fatherly advice to the Star Wars dad community. What are my thoughts on Andor? I loved Andor. I really, I realized there was some arguments about this isn't Star Wars. There's no lightsabers. There's no Jedi and blah, blah, blah. Man, there was good and evil out the yin-yang on that, man. You knew who was good. You knew who was evil. But there was also some little gray area in between, wasn't there? So I really enjoyed Andor. I thought it was a really well thought out, excellent show with huge stakes involved for everybody. You know that Andor's not going to die. You can't get around that. But man, you get to see the origins of Mon Mothma as she's getting everything going. She is so committed to the rebellion that she marries off her child to, spoilers by the way, sorry, to the guy who can hide all of her banking transactions. Excellent. I love seeing the prison camp. We've talked about those Empire prison camps. Way back in the day, word was that that enslaved Wookiees had built the Death Star, and we never got to see that, any of the movies or shows. And we've changed the idea of that. But man, we got to see those guys sitting in the room building stuff. Slave labor. We got to see the Empire. Instead of being this giant beast of pure evil across the board, we got to see the inner workings where there's committees meeting. They're deciding, should we take military action here or not? Where should our resources best? Get to see it run like a business with people involved. I don't know the characters. I really don't. I know Andor's name, and Bix. I know her name. I don't think I know anybody else's name on the show, but I guess it's not really a character-driven show, really. It's a story-driven show, and how nice is that? But you got to see, the Empire officers jockeying for position, trying to move up in the organization. When you're trying to move up in a toxic organization, you have to, convert yourself to the toxicity. I really liked Andor a lot. It's right up there with Mando for me. I love Mandalorian. I loved Andor. Different types of shows, but I loved it. All right, let's see here. What's next? What about next free-to-play accounts? I don't see myself doing more free-to-play accounts. I think what I'm going to be doing, hang on. Let me tell you my long-term goals here. Svanica? Hey, tell me if I'm getting it right, if I got it wrong. By the way, everybody, like and subscribe. Do the liking, do the subscribing. Let's bring out Red 5 again. Red 5 is going to be dominating our like and subscribe this month because we think Red 5 is coming to the game, right? Next video. So what I'm doing here now, I've got my free-to-play account, around like 4.2 million, which I'm pulling these on right now. I've got the pay-to-play account, the Hyperdrive bundle. I'm keeping the crystals refreshed constantly, trying to catch up to my Hyperdrive account. Somewhere along the way, we're gonna keep doing those pay-to-play versus free-to-play videos. The journey, we kind of see how it works of an account that's pay-to-play, how much quicker it can progress than a free-to-play account. Not even buying character shards, just paying for the crystals, paying for the energy and farming. We're just gonna see how that progresses and over time. But at some point, I'm gonna flip a switch, and I wonder if there's a GL maybe next spring or something. And I'm not gonna go full bore whale, but I may whale on things here and there just to build that account up. So it's going to be that. So I don't see myself starting a whole nother free-to-play account. You know, when I did the Sith Eternal Emperor account, it was fun, but it just kind of lagged for me at times, and I really like going around and farming all the stuff instead of just one Galactic Legend. So don't look for me to start a new free-to-play account anytime soon. However, I'm going to have these two accounts for a long, long time, so be ready to pay attention to the Star Wars Dad account and the New Hyper account for a long, long time in the future, and we'll see what's going on. Who's winning the World Cup? I have no idea. I'm not really a soccer/football fan. I did watch the United States-Britain game. My son was in town. He wanted to watch it, so we tuned in for the United States against England. I guess not Britain, England. And that was, we played to a tie, so congratulations to us. Soccer ties. Ugh. Germany's playing World Cup. Oh, Germany's playing right now. Well, Vive la Deutschland! Anyway, all right, there you go. Do I have a favorite cam guide? I don't. I will say when I had my main account, I did cam shards. I did the cam mission on that probably for a year. It's so hit and miss for me. That cam mission can bite me. I hate that thing. I hate the cam mission. I hope that Arnold speculated today that with the Get 3 currency, maybe we'll be able to purchase cam shards and watt shards. And I think that'd be a good idea. I'm sure there'll be more involved than that. Maybe more ships, maybe something else entirely. Who knows? But yeah, I hate that cam mission. It's a pain in the butt. It's so easy to fail. There's just too much RNG. I really hate the cam mission quite a lot. So I don't have his favorite cam guide interceptor. Sorry about that. Nick Dorian, what's my favorite Star Wars character? It's Darth Vader, man. I don't care what's going on. Let me think about this. I'm gonna give you. Nah, I'm getting emotional. So let me give you some moments of recent Star Wars stuff that have been very nostalgic for me. I went to see Star Wars at the drive-in in 1977 with my dad. We were in the brown Volare station wagon. We brought a big paper grocery bag full of popcorn. I just remember that whole experience. It's one of my very earliest memories, seeing Star Wars at the drive-in, going to the bathroom during the trash compactor scene. I remember that whole thing. So this is all nostalgic for me. So let me go through bits of nostalgia. Luke Skywalker in Mandalorian. Whoa, that was awesome. That was awesome. But the CG threw me off a little bit. Still amazing, awesome, but just the way they did his face kind of ruined it a little bit for me, but just amazing when he shows up. You get to see Luke Skywalker in action. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Han Solo coming on the Millennium Falcon. Force Awakens. Chewie, we're home. Great, but it was given away in the trailer, right? We knew it was coming. We knew, here's Han Solo. We know it's coming. We see the trailer. They do it in the trailer, and you're like, that was really cool. It's going to be there. Really cool moment. Princess Leia, they didn't give anything. They didn't do that right. They did her dirty. She kind of just emerges from the ship. It's fine. I love Princess Leia. She was my first love. But let's talk about nostalgia of all nostalgias. Rogue One, the final scene. Darth Vader. The camera shoots into pure blackness, and all of a sudden it's lit up by the lightsaber, and we get to see Darth Vader in all his glorious glory, glorified gore and glory gore. That was it, man. It's Darth Vader. Darth Vader's my favorite character. I can't. You just can't. He's the greatest movie villain of all time. Darth Vader's my favorite character. I love that guy. Empire Strikes Back. It's what makes Empire Strikes Back so great. It's Darth Vader at his just pinnacle, walking around, just choking anybody that pisses him off, and giving him little pithy comments afterward. Choking Ozzel. Perhaps we pulled out a light speed too late. Choke. You are in command now, Admiral Piet. And then, apology accepted, Captain Nida. And this first time, I love Darth Vader. That's it. I love Darth Vader. Spell Poland's goalkeeper. Wojciech Siesta. Well, you wrote it down there, so WOJCIC. Oh, I messed up already. WOJCIECHSZCZ. E with a little thing below it. SNY. Wojciech. I'm not Polish, sorry. Although I'm from St. Louis, and we have one of the most famous Polish guys ever, Stan Musial. Big Pole. Like, literally, we called him the man. Colin Plump. I love this. I mean, a bunch of new people on here. Colin Pomplin. Hi, Star Wars Dad. New subscriber. Oh, that's awesome, dude. You start another count, and I'm only going Rebels. Besides CLS, do you have any priority Rebel teams? Keep up. Mon Mothma would be your secondary team. It sounds like, though, with, what's her name? The new character, Sanas. This whole Dr. Aphra thing, man. It's what, hang on, my wife texted me. Gotta leave early to get the kids so I can get some extension cords. Sounds like you might be able to use Stormtrooper Han and Lando to really good effect, and so Mon Mothma is your secondary Rebel team. So you got CLS, 3PO, Chewbacca, Chewpio, Han Solo, then you get Mon Mothma with what's his name? Pow. Thank you, Pow Zeta. Hoth Rebel, not Hoth Rebels. Yeah, Hoth Rebel Soldier or Hoth Rebel Scout. I think it's a soldier. And like any of those Rebel fighters in there with her, Biggs and Wedge. Mon Mothma is your secondary Rebel team. Of course, you have Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, but he's not a Rebel. I don't want to go take a look right now. I just want to pull these Bronziums. Those are the ones I think of. I love Rogue One to be more important, which it could become that way here. I know that the what's his name? The Profundity Admiral Akbar's brother. What's his name? Anyway, I know that he is kind of creating a new Rebel team behind him. I don't know what it consists of. I think it's the Rogue One team. I'd love to see that Rogue One team come back with that Omicron in him. So, but yeah, Mon Mothma is far and away your second tier Rebel team that you should farm. And if you want to go with Mon Mothma, Pow with his Zeta. I think it's Hoth Rebel Trooper because he's the tank, and then either Wedge and Biggs, or maybe you get Band Girl. All right, my brain's not functioning. I've said too much. My brain is gone, and she's off the show. What is her name? All right, I'm fading here. I'm fading. You know what I'm talking about. The tanky wrestler girl and Lando. You got options there, but mainly Pow and the Hoth Rebel Soldier are the main ones to get on there, on that team. So there you go. Is 21 too young to get married from dating for? Well, I mean, everybody's different, If you're ready to get married and you've got the support of friends and family, why not get married? I will tell you that getting married without the support of friends and family is a tough road to hoe. Everybody's got to do their own thing. Maybe you're built for that, and maybe at 21 you're in good shape. My wife, I'm actually husband number 2 for my wife. She got married at 19, and it was quick. It was like 6 months and out. There were a lot of real big problems. Just getting married young, there's just sometimes you're not quite ready to face and see certain things in the world. But you know what? If you've got a relationship and you've seen You know, you've seen the ins and outs, the ups and downs, the dirty laundry of the other person. You know them in and out. You're honest with each other. You're willing to share a relationship. If you have friends and family supporting you, I don't know why a marriage at 21 could succeed. I didn't get married till 24. My wife was 23 at the time, I think. So, I mean, you know, whatever. 21's not too... It's a different world now. People are waiting till they're, you know, like 30 to get married. It's very different now than it was when I was younger, and it was different when I was younger from when my mom and dad were younger. When my parents got married, it was like expected. It was like, and when their parents got married, oh boy, that was it. Just get married when you're 19, 20, and, you know, move on. So, done for a long time. So, anybody? Marshy, what's happening? What's my favorite event in Galaxy Heroes? What's my favorite event in Galaxy Heroes? What's my favorite event in Galaxy of Heroes? I'm thinking more of recurring events. That's a good question. I gotta say that the Darth Malak event is a lot of fun. Putting both Revans out there and having to get Darth Malak. I like that. But I think at the end of the day, I would go with... And I'm not gonna get to play it anymore because I maxed it out. But that, the assault battle against the Empire, when I can use my CLS team against the Empire and just max that thing, I love CLS Rebels. I really do. It's a great team. So when I get to use them, and I got it maxed out now, so I'll just be autoing it from now on. But when you can take CLS, Han, Chewie, 3PO, and Chewpio in there, all relic levels. I think Chewpio was even gear 12 when I did it. And max out, I just love the way that they work together. I just love that team. There's probably nostalgia for me there as well, but I just love that team. So maybe that's my favorite recurring event is the CLS team. If I had to look at like journeys or legendaries, probably Darth Malak is the one. I'm trying to think if there's you know, the Chewbacca event is pretty challenging still. That Thrawn event, you know, if you think about it, since we all try to go into Thrawn with our minimum level Phoenix, and we don't want to level them up any more than they already are, that Thrawn event becomes really fun. Same thing with 3PO. Everybody wants to go with minimum level Ewoks. Even that was one of the first Omicrons. It's just not... It's not any good. So, maybe Thrawn, Game Froze. Stupid BlueStacks. Alright, let's see here. Well, I think one of my favorite Star Wars moments is Obi-Wan Vader fighting the Kenobi show. It's not so much I'm just so checked out on the Kenobi show. It was fun to watch it, but then when you look back, and there's just so many holes been poked in that whole thing. I don't know. That's your favorite Star Wars moment? One of your favorite? I will say this. It should have been better than it was. That show. Why couldn't they have done like Mando or Andor production value on that show? They really blew Boba Fett was the same thing, but when you really look back on it, there was no reason for Darth Vader to be lone chasing Obi-Wan down to the planet. I don't know. I get that it's cool and you're happy to see it. I just couldn't let go of the rest of the show being so bad. So bad. I don't know. Svanis, there you go. Svanis, I am Groot 2. Obi-Wan or Han Solo? It's Han Solo for me. I grew up with Han Solo. I love Ewan McGregor though. I really do. It's Han Solo. Han Solo was the coolest guy in the world. Han Solo and Indiana Jones, to me, are the two coolest movie guys ever. Ever. Which is why I love Harrison Ford. He needs to stop doing it, by the way. But Han Solo, Indiana Jones, and everybody else. So I put Ewan McGregor at the top of that second tier. I really love Obi-Wan. For me, it's Han Solo. I think that's a generational thing. It's a really good question, though. That's a really good question. Thinker. Sand or snow? Oh. We were talking about that yesterday, weren't we? Has everybody liked? How many likes we get? If we get to 50 likes, we'll dance. What are we at? 8 likes? What does it matter? I'm angry. Now I'm angry, Dad. Nooch Too Mad. Where is it? I don't have Nooch Too Mad on here? Do I really not have Nooch Too Mad? How do I not have Nooch Too Mad? Oh my gosh. Where is it? Really? High Ground dead. Old Seb. Bananakin awesome. How about this? I hate you! What was I hating? I don't even remember what I was hating. Why did I hate? Oh, nobody's liking the video. That's why. I mean, if we get 50 likes, thank you. We just doubled to 16. Jeez, get him on there. I love that Bananakin. He's really fun. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. I need to get Nooch Too Mad in here. Let's pull over Nooch Too Mad. Let me get my... Oh, there's my folder structure, everybody. Okay. Let's see here. Ah! It's hard to do without having it on the screen. Come on, computer. There we go. Nooch Too Mad. There he is. I need to get a like some sound effects and get him in there. All right, there's Nooch Too Mad. I was mad about the likes. Okay. Sand or snow? I like grass. My wife can go to the beach and just sit there under an umbrella and read. I can do that for one day, maybe part of the day. I'm not a beach guy. Now, I can sit in a restaurant eating and having some wine or something to the sound of the ocean, but sand, I don't know. I could walk around on it and it's nice and it's peaceful and it's quiet, but I'm very fair-skinned, so I have to be real careful when I get out in the sun. I'm super, super white. I'm Mr. White. Not Walter White, I'm just white. So, but then snow, like, it gets everywhere. It's snow is like, it melts in your shoes, makes your shoes wet. It stops life. Sand or snow? Let me think. Would I rather live in Norway or Egypt? Probably not a good comparison. Would I rather live in Alaska or Nevada? I'll take Nevada, and I'll tell you why. It's sand there. It's a desert. I'll take the sand because when you live in a place where there's lots of snow, half the year you just sit in your house. At least half the year you're just like stuck in your house. You can't do anything. I'm sure they find their way out. But you got to bundle up and you're sweating anyway because you got a million clothes on. At least with the sand, it's hot and I can go lighter on the clothes. And you're making me choose, so I choose sand. I choose sand. I want to ask you, how good is Juan Pablo? How good is General Grievous' team at Gear 11? Pretty good. I mean, it depends. Those questions always depend on what your galactic power is, right? If you're at 1,000,000 galactic power, it's probably a pretty good team to throw out there on defense. Make sure you have his Zetas. If you're at like 3 or 4 million galactic power, it's not going to do you any good at all. So it really depends on where you're sitting. If you're just getting started and you're under 2 million galactic power, a G11 Grievous team you could probably throw out there on defense and do some good with it, save it for offense, maybe defeat some teams. But once you get above 2 million galactic power, you really need to get them relicked or they're not going to be doing you, at least Gear 12, and just not going to be doing you much good otherwise. So that's a good question. Cullen Pomplum, would Kyle Katarn be good on the Mothma team? Yes, he would be. Kyle Katarn's excellent. Thank you. Kyle Katarn's excellent on that. Look up some Mothma videos. You'll find some of those combinations, but you can put Kyle Katarn with, what is her name? What is her name? Guys. Hang on, I'm going to look it up. Cara Dune, I don't even know. Well, you get Kyle Katarn, Cara Dune, Pow, and Hoth Rebel Soldier. Is it Scout or Soldier? It's Soldier. Anyway, that's your team. Yeah, so Kyle Katarn's very good on that team. Shield on the Ironside. Do you think onions fit well on taco sauce mixed with sprinkles? Sprinkles? I need you to define sprinkles, Shill. In America, sprinkles are little candy sprinkles. That's what we think of when we think of sprinkles, like candy sprinkles. What are sprinkles in, I think you're in Norway or Sweden or Finland or something, right? What are sprinkles? How are our likes doing now? Let's pop those likes. 19. If we get, hey guys, if you get 31 more likes, we'll have a dance party on this too. We know what sprinkles are yet? Beskar Bandito! Thank you, Patrick. Like deploy. Oh, thank you, old geezer gamer. Yeah, does anybody know what sprinkles are in the Nordic land? Sprinkles and lettuce. I don't know. Is that like bacon or something? I'll say this. I do think onions fit well on taco sauce. Yeah, if you want to put, you get some ground beef or you get some pork or you get some chicken or whatever, you put some onions in. I love like fajitas. Like when we eat Mexican, it's just flat out shrimp fajitas. Give it to me. So I'll take my tortilla, I'll put some guac on there with some sour cream, layer the shrimp on, then I'll guac, sour cream, beans, rice. I'll put the shrimp on, and on top of it goes the peppers and the onions, maybe some cheese if they got it. If not, that's fine. Mwah! Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. So I would say yes, onions. I don't know what sprinkles are though. Sprinkles are the same. So you're putting candy sprinkles on your tacos? You should never do that. What? Why? Did I read that wrong? What? What? You don't put candy... What? You don't put candy sprinkles on your taco sauce. That's horrible. That's the worst idea I've ever heard. Oh. Well. Blah. The rest of it's good. Yeah, onions are good. If I think Kenobi... Who thinks Kenobi's the best Star Wars show? He didn't say it was the best show. Nobody said it was the best show. They said it was just one of their top Star Wars moments. Nobody said Kenobi was the best show. Sith Gorilla, what's up? Salco, what do I think? I love Andor. I said it earlier. Salco, maybe watch back and watch the first 5 minutes. Love Andor. I loved every minute of it. I loved it. I was not bored at the beginning. I was in from the start. I love it. Love it. I love every minute of it. I love the in-depth look at the inner workings of the Empire, the slave labor. Love the whole thing. It's tremendous. Tremendous show. That Wookiee fellow, what's up? What was my favorite sport in school? I played golf in school, so I've always been a big baseball fan. I'm from the St. Louis area. The Cardinals are just huge there. Basically, baseball and hockey dominate St. Louis. But I was on the golf team in high school, so I played golf 5 times before my freshman year, and I was not very good. I had chipped around and putted around with a friend of mine. They actually had a green in his. He had a normal, like, regular sized backyard, and his dad put a putting green in it, and he kept it and maintained it. So I'd done some stuff around there. I tried out for the golf team, and I made the team with an average of 53 for 9 holes, which is bad. Like, it was like 19 over par. I made the team my freshman year. I think I was fortunate to be at a school where we didn't have any juniors or seniors, so there was a lot more room for people that were just really mediocre at golf to make the team. I could hit the ball straight. I didn't hit it very far, but I could work around the greens. I could get up and down. I was driving the ball 150 yards. I was probably about 80 pounds when I was a freshman, driving the ball 150 yards. So I played a lot of golf in high school. I worked. We later started playing at the local country club as a golf team. I got a job there as a cart boy, so I'd clean carts every night. I'd load up people's clubs. I'd clean their clubs for them. Made a lot of tips. So yeah, I fell in love with golf, and it's just something I haven't been able to keep up through my life because it's really expensive. When you don't work at a golf course, you're not on the golf team, it's super expensive. So golf would be that sport. I actually got to where I could, from the white tees, like, the average tees, I was a scratch golfer. You put me back to blues, I was probably +5 to +7 over 18 holes. But I could play scratch golf at most courses my senior year of high school from the white tees. So I am Groot. I think my favorite Star Wars moment is the Mandalorian where Mando is stuck in the frozen cave with the frog lady, and Grogu angers us. But really, that's your favorite? Well, I mean, hey, that episode to me was just kind of filler for me. That episode was just kind of filler, but I get it. Everybody loves Grogu. That was just kind of like we're on our way to somewhere. We crashed because these X-Wings intercepted us, and now, yeah. I am Groot. You just finished season 1, not the folder struggle. Sorry, I'm behind here, guys. I'm answering questions. Is there a story behind these rings? Well, this is my wedding ring. This ring has. Let me see. I don't think you're real. So this ring, right here on my right hand. So my dad, the men in my life always had rings on their right hand. Everybody had a wedding ring. And my dad would always wear his... My dad went to the Air Force Academy and graduated. So he always wore his Air Force Academy ring around. I didn't get a high school ring. Graduating high school to me is just a given. It's just automatic. I know it's not for everybody, but it just should be. So I didn't really care about that. I didn't get a college ring. I didn't care. But my grandpa... So my dad wore his Air Force Academy ring all the time. My mom's dad, my grandpa there, he had a ring with like a brown stone, and I don't know what it's called, and I don't know that he still wears it just because he's 94, 95 maybe. But that was a family ring he got from his dad. Like, it's been passed down through a few generations of my family. So I wanted a ring. So this ring my wife got for me. This is my first son's birthstone for January. He's born in January, and it's a garnet. So that's what this ring is. My twins after that were born in July, and that's a ruby, same as me. I was born in July, and which is still kind of a red color. This isn't ruby red, but it's garnet. It's like a orangish red. Then my last son, Nooch Jr., that you see around here a lot of times, my youngest, he's born in January also. So this garnet kind of represents my boys for me. My wife bought it for me after my first son was born. I've had it for, I guess, 25 years. So there you go. That's what my rings are. Won't make sense unless you watch it. You can do so much more with snow. Snow is great. Ugh, snow. Ugh. Will I do roster? Not today, Giorgio, but I'll be back with roster reviews at some point. This is all about opening Bronziums and giving you, dispensing advice from Dad or answering questions from your dear old dad. That's what we're doing today. You love walking on snow? Well, you love snowpack, man. That's good. I'm a delicate flower. Sand is disgusting and snow is overrated. So both of it. So you hate both, but I was held accountable to answer. I had to pick one. I choose grass. I like grass. I think somebody that clips where snow is still better. That's fine. It's good, but I hate spiders. I don't like spiders either. Here's a quick story. We bought this house back in June, right? And somewhere in July or something, I was on a conference call. And there was a small little hole below, beneath the basement door. Like, the doors are fine, just over time, something had eroded, or there was just a hole in there. And I'm like, I'm gonna caulk that, but I never got around to it. And we had put and there were bugs kind of getting in it. Not great. So we'd kind of put like this little, it's like fly paper where bugs will stick to it and not be able to get off, but it lays on the ground. I can't remember what it's called, but we laid that all over the kitchen, and so bugs were sticking to it, and we'd throw them away, whatever, and I was spraying for bugs too, so 22 likes we're at right now, 28 more to go for a dance. So one day I was on a call at work, and I walked out to the kitchen on the call to get like a drink or something, and there in the corner, stuck to the fly paper, was a small snake that had probably chased some spiders or some food into the house. And I will tell you right now, I'm Indiana Jones with snakes. I am not doing it. I don't care how small it is, how big it is. You can keep it away from me. So I immediately ran to my son's door. My son can handle stuff, I guess. I'm banging on his door. I'm on the phone and I can't say anything. He's like, he looks up from he's gaming. Look up from his game. He's like, what? I'm like, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, ah. So he came out, he thought something was really bad. He's like, what? It's a snake. I'm like, get it out. He's laughing. He looked up on YouTube. I guess you can spray it with Pam and it'll come off of the fly paper. So he took it off and went and dropped it off. I'm like, kill that thing. But he just dropped it off in wildlife, and then I caulked the heck out of the bottom of that door. I'll tell you that. Nothing's getting through that now. I caulked the heck out of that thing. Ugh. Why did I get on that? Hate spiders. Yeah, that's how I got on that. But I wasn't like snow or sand. That reminds me of someone I know, right? Australians mostly dream. Yeah, you don't get much snow in Australia, do you? Do you get any snow down south, though? You're not that far from Antarctica, are you? Who's my 17th favorite subscriber? I'll tell you who's not 17th, but is up there on the list. It is... Hope he's still here. Cyrnol has arrived, our channel artist.
Back. Glad to see you again.
We got
today.
some nice
I thought
things
today
to
would
pay
do
for
something
today.
a little different.
Artistry for everybody. Oh, it's a seismic charge. Cyrnol charges in. Good to see you, buddy. Sorry, I'm behind on chat, everybody. It is. I'm answering questions, so I'm not seeing stuff till later on the road. Is it smart going for Starkiller now that most of his characters are double drops? Yes, I think it is. I do think you're better off going for Starkiller with a somewhat mature account. Like, if you can field a smuggler team, if you can field the Darth Treya team with Darth. I'm not remembering anybody. Darth Talon. If you can field a smuggler team with guys, not that Dash Rendar. If you've got the Mon Mothma team where you can stick Kyle Katarn, and if you've got everybody has the Empire team, you can put Mara Jade on there. So it would be better to have those teams developed if you want to really use those 4 characters to their utmost. And if you have those teams developed, then you're in good shape for Starkiller. What I'm probably going to do is right now, that this account, my free-to-play account, I've got Kylo, I've got Gas, not finished, my clones suck. I've got Revens and Malik, I've got CLS, so I'm going for Executor. I should be able to unlock it this month. I think on the 15th, I'll be unlocking Executor, everybody. Pay attention for a BAM event soon, and that Executor event will be done on this account. Then I'm going to get Jedi Master Kenobi, and I think my next farm after that will be Starkiller. He's just awesome in Grand Arena, and I really need him on my roster. So, you also kind of want to have the other characters, the characters he really goes with best would be like Barriss, Offie, I think Darth Vader, who's that one healer, I can't remember her name. So yeah, so at the beginning of the game, I don't think he's like an initial. I don't think he's like the guy you should do initially, but if you got a somewhat developed account, he's not bad to go after. Sprinkles? I don't understand putting sprinkles on tacos. Can somebody explain that? Do you guys really put candy sprinkles on? I'm not trying it. My wife would divorce me if I put sprinkles on tacos. Good Lord. If we ever come up there to, where are you? Where are you, Shill? Are you in Sweden? If we ever come up there, we'll try it. Beskar burrito. Beskar burrito. Beskar burrito! Which country would I most like to visit? Germany. My grandmother was German, and guys know that I can speak enough German. I'd be able to get around Germany, fine. I speak enough German to get around. Langsam bitte, langsam bitte. Slower, please. That's what I'd be saying a lot of. So I really want to go to Germany. That's if I had to pick one place to go, that's really where I need to go. I would love to go to New Zealand. Pretty much, if it's in the Western world, I'd like to go there. Outside of that, I don't know if I need to. I don't know if I'm very adventurous. New Zealand would be. Japan, I'd love to go to though. Trying to think. I need to get to Hawaii. Not another country, but it's kind of out there. New Zealand, I'd love to go to New Zealand. Star Wars Dad is right after Am done with Jedi Knight Revenge. Should I go for Dark? Yeah, I think so. If you finish Jedi Knight Revenge, you should try souvlaki for Greece. Is that food? I'd love to go to Greece. I think that, if you finish Jedi Knight Revan, you should go for Darth Revan. A lot of people pick Darth Revan first because he beats Jedi Knight Revan. He's actually a better character. Not by a lot. I mean, they're pretty similar. But yeah, you get Jedi Knight Revan, go get Darth Revan because then you get Malik. You need both of them to get Malik, so why not? That should be the path you should take. Was Nooch a big guy was Nooch a big lifting guy? No. I'll tell you my lifting story. So, I'm a little guy. I'm 5'3". I was under 100 pounds when I started high school. I'm a little guy. I did not hit puberty till I was 16. Crazy. I mean, just crazy. And when I was in 6th grade, I got a crush on a girl, and she had zero interest in me. She was interested in. She actually wrote in my yearbook, "You're nice as a boy, but you don't cut it as a man." 6th grade, you don't cut it as a man. She wrote that in my yearbook. I've got it. I'll pull it out sometime and show it to you. I don't want to give her name away. Cassandra. Anyway, so after 6th grade, my mom got me just 2 dumbbells. It might have been, I don't know when she got them, maybe my birthday. Just 2 dumbbells, 6.6 pounds each. And I worked out religiously that whole summer because I was tired of being the tiny little guy. I didn't get big and swole or anything, but I certainly gained a lot of muscle mass I didn't have before. And I've been on and off with lifting over the years. It doesn't really super motivate me, but I'd rather lift than run, I'll tell you that. With my asthma, I can't run, so I was never big, super into lifting, but I've done it, and yeah, so it's okay. Well, we love hockey in St. Louis. We love hockey. Our Blues won the Stanley Cup 4 or 5 years ago. I remember where I was. I was in Chicago, believe it or not. I was on a business trip to Chicago, and I remember thinking we were going to win because the area code for St. Louis is 314, and they put me in room 314. I'm like, we're going to win, because I was there for Game 7. It was Game 7 against Boston. Like, we're going to win tonight, and I'm in room 314 in Chicago. And I found a little, like, Irish pub in Chicago where I knew they'd have the game on. It was the closest place that would have the game on, so I went there, and I sat down, and there was trivia night. So all the Chicagoans came in, and they're doing trivia, and they had the Blues game on. And then there was a college girl that was like across the room from me, and you could tell she was, because we were the only ones cheering when the Blues scored, which was a lot, especially in the first period. The end of the first period was awesome, so awesome. When Marchand just leaves the ice right with like 5 seconds left, and Pietrangelo, oh, that was awesome. So I went back there and talked to her for a little bit. That was fun. We love hockey in St. Louis. Were you sad when the Rams? Angry. Nobody was sad. We were angry. And recently the city of St. Louis took a $760 million or 940, just under $1 billion settlement from the NFL because they were colluding. They were colluding for a decade to get the Rams out of St. Louis. As soon as Kroenke took over, the collusion began, and all they did was work together to get the Rams out of St. Louis. I'm still angry. Oh, look at that! Big Carbanti, my friends! Hallelujah. I'm going to trade it in for some scavenger stuff. Maybe. That's like the 5th Carbanti ever that I've gotten. Anyway, no, St. Louisans aren't... Nobody was sad. We were pissed. St. Louis hates... Stan Kroenke's name is dirt. That guy should never set foot in St. Louis. I think he would actually be in physical danger if he set foot in St. Louis. I'm not kidding. Like, Bidwell took the Cardinals out of St. Louis, went to Arizona. But we kind of understood. They didn't build a new stadium for him, and he only did football. Nobody liked that guy. But Stan Kroenke is a piece of garbage. Just a piece. All he cared about is money. They let the Rams go down and down and down. They didn't want them to win. They wanted them to be bad. St. Louis is a great football town, but when you have a team that's bad for 15 years, you're just not going to support it. There's just no way. So there's no sad. There is anger. There is anger. Red Wings. Red Wings suck. The Red Wings were our arch nemesis when I was in college. I remember watching the conference semifinals. The conference finals. Was it Game 5 or Game 6? It was the final game. I remember it. I remember it was like it was yesterday. It was double overtime, 0-0, Blues against the Red Wings. That was when the Blues had Chris Pronger, Brett Hull, Gretzky, right, was on that team, I think. Double overtime. John Casey in goal because Grant Fuhr had been injured by stupid Nick Kyprios. Casey was great, though. You can't argue with anything. 0-0, double overtime to decide. We were down 3-2, I think. and I can still hear the sound. Steve Eiserman unloads a slap shot from the blue line, and I still hear the crossbar ping off the crossbar and in, and the Red Wings mob each other at center ice. I hate the Red Wings. Hate them. Hate the Red Wings. Best Garbandino. Kenobi should have had the patience at and yes! Yes, Kenobi had no patience for anything. Nothing. Kenobi. A lot of people complained about it. I was okay with him being in the desert, cutting up whatever, sand sharks or whatever they were cutting up, sand whales, for meat, and just really generally being depressed and out of it and a shell of the man he was. I was okay with that. That didn't bother me. I thought that he probably should have been a little more like doing Jedi training stuff, but I get that, that would have made him exposed. If he's using the Force, they find people. So I get it, but they just threw so much stuff in there. They just wanted the plot to move forward, so they just threw a bunch of crap in there. It made no sense when Darth Vader just left him alone on that planet. Like, he's on the planet, and you don't go get him? Reva running around screaming at everything, and the reason she's mad is stupid? She hates Kenobi for no good reason? She hates Kenobi because he's Anakin's master, which he wasn't at the time. It was done. And Anakin's the one that turned to the dark side and killed all the Jedi and her friends. So she hates Obi-Wan Kenobi because he was Anakin's It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Take some time and develop a real show. Jeez. No, they struggled with that script for years, and it's like, that's what you got? You suck. That show. So disappointing. So disappointing. That Wookiee fella, yeah, I guess you can come here, huh, bro? Star Wars, have I ever tried souvlaki? I have no idea what souvlaki is. Let's look it up here. Hang on. So, no, I've never tried it. We do have a nice Greek restaurant in town. Here we go. Souvlaki, what does Wikipedia say? A popular Greek fast food consisting of small pieces of meat and sometimes vegetables grilled on a skewer. We have had stuff like this. Eaten straight off the skewer while still hot, it can be served with or inside a rolled pita, shocking, of course, with lemon, sauces, vegetables such as tomato, onion, and fried potatoes as a side. This meat uses grease, cypress. I mean, the seasoning is probably interesting, but it sounds like a lot of food I have had. I've had a lot of food like that. I've had skewered meat. I've had skewered chicken, pork, beef. I've had skewered shrimp. We do a lot of skewered shrimp, and so I had not had souvlaki. I'm sure the spices are different there, but if I ever get a chance, I'll definitely try it. I'm on board. 24 likes. Hey guys, deploy more likes. Deploy more likes on the video. You want to see dancing or not? You should get hot utils. Yeah, I know. I said at the beginning, there's hot utils that cost $10 a month or whatever. I prefer coming on here doing Bronziums and hanging out with you guys for a while. It's fun that way. And this is the second time I've done this, Eric. I'm paying attention to everything but these scans. I got a full Carbanti in there. Did you guys see that? I got to get everything scavenged. I had left some stuff not to be scavenged. I'm just going to blow it all. I'm going to blow it all. I might save like 10 pieces of each thing just to have it, but I'm going to blow everything before they do this gear thing. What are my top 3 movies of all time? Okay, well, if I take Star Wars out of the equation, and if I take Indiana Jones out of my top movies of all time, Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars: A New Hope, probably Last Crusade, Return of the Jedi, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then Revenge of the... if I take all that stuff out, let's remove Star Wars and Indiana Jones. My top 3 movies of all time. Boy, this is hard. I love Rocky, the original Rocky. I love Jaws. When they're on, Jaws is there. Jaws is in my top 3 movies. If Jaws is on TV, and I'm the only one in the room because I'll just stop and watch it. Okay, so Jaws. Shawshank Redemption, I think is one of the top 3. I remember watching that, and it didn't do well in theaters, but I remember watching it on TV or wherever I watched it. I know it wasn't in theaters. And man, you get to the end of that movie, it's already such a spectacular movie. Just beautiful, awesome, amazing. And you get to the end and you get the twist and it just blows your flippin' mind. I remember the first time my son came in, he's like, Dad, I watched Shawshank. Whoa! It's the Shawshank Redemption top 3. Jaws, Shawshank Redemption. I gotta get number 3. Godfather's amazing, but is it my top 3? It might be. I love Rocky. Maybe I'd go with like a guilty pleasure type of movie. Let me think of my collection of movies and something that I can watch. See, I think of Breaking Bad, but I can't. It's not a movie. Tommy Boy I can watch repeatedly. I think Tommy Boy. Oh! I take it back. Are you ready? Jaws, Shawshank Redemption, and Wayne's World. Those are my top 3 movies. I just decided. Wayne's World is amazing. We watched that on a weekly basis in college. Excuse me. We watched Wayne's World religiously. I love Wayne's World. In some kind of order. I'd probably say Shawshank, Jaws, Wayne's World. Those are my top 3 movies of all time. I love them. I love those movies. Good question. Great question. How'd you get into making YouTube videos, or like, what made you want to do it? So, I was a theater major in college. I've always kind of had that performance bug. I like being in front of people. You know, when they talk about people having the fear of public speaking, it's the opposite for me. I love it. I love being in front of a group and talking. I had made some videos, some Galaxy Heroes videos previously, like years ago, when the meta was Darth Revan, but I was using... Actually, the meta at the time was maybe Palpatine or CLS, but I was using Wampa in my squad arena. I get 1,000 views on that, and I deleted those for some stupid reason off my channel. I don't know why. They should be fun to go back and watch those, but they're gone forever. So I just started making those for fun. Dylar, if you guys know Dylar's Tweet League Tactics, Dylar had become a good friend of mine in the game, and we still actually have some amount of social contact outside of the game too. I don't talk too much. I'd like to connect again. So he was making videos, and then I started making videos. Then I kind of didn't. I never committed to it. And then the pandemic came around, and I was at home, and I had a lot more time. I mean, I had another hour plus a day. I mean, and plus, my boys were getting older. They were all doing their own thing, off at college, off doing, so I wasn't carting people around to baseball games or gymnastics events or piano lessons. I wasn't doing any of that stuff anymore. And I just had a lot of time on my hands. I wasn't working a second job. I did that I delivered pizzas for Papa John's for 4.5 years as a second job. So I had a lot of time on my hands, and I thought about it, and I'm like, let me go back and try this. So, and what had happened is Lego Star Wars Battles had come out, and I really was interested in it. So I popped onto YouTube, started making those. If you look at the very first videos on the channel are Lego Star Wars Battles, and they're funny. Funny bad. Maybe we should have a day where we just watch my old video. Maybe we'll do that on the 24-hour stream. When we have 5,000 subs, guys, we're gonna have a 24-hour stream. I'll be mixing up. We'll be playing Galaxy Heroes. We'll play some Lego Star Wars Battles. We'll play some Wild Rift over on Twitch. I'm gonna build my Lego set, my Boba Fett's. I'm sorry, my Slave One. I'm gonna build that on the live stream. We'll go play some Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds. We'll play some not Jedi Survivor, Fallen Order. We're gonna play a bunch of Star Wars games on that 24. So pay attention to that. As soon as we get 5,000 subs, I'm gonna schedule it. We'll get it done. Be a lot of fun. Anyway, so yeah, I just started making it for Lego Star Wars Battles because I was excited, and then that game, I quit it at one point, and then it came back, and I started playing it again. I played Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxes. I had taken a break from Galaxy Heroes at the time. That game wasn't really doing it for me, so I got back to Galaxy Heroes and just started making videos because I was looking for some content, and here I am. For me, I always need, there's a part of me that's fed by having some influence, by teaching, by coaching. That's part of my personality, and if I'm not getting that fed somewhere else, this has been a really good place for me to feed that part of my personality. The Dark Potato Head stands out to me. So the Dark Potato Head was a gift from my team at work. So I was managing a team. I worked for a large international bank, and I was managing the team that forecasted and handled and did all the accounting entry. The team that handled all the currency for the bank, all the cash. And my team, I think it was that team. Yeah, my team gave me Dark Potato Head for I don't know if it was Boss's Day or what, but that was a gift from my team at the time. So that's where I got Dark Potato Head from my team work. It was really, they're generous people. People are just lovely. For the most part. There's a few evil among us, but they're, that's where I got it from. Lord Bantha, what's up? Why don't I use an auto clicker? Because I just want to, I don't know, I just want to click it. You guys don't want me to use this fancy dancy stuff. I'm just clicking. We're clicking and talking. Why not? It's good for my dexterity. Can we get a nooch 2 more? You want a more? You want a more? More! More! I had the other one too. Did I get rid of that? I had the old Lego one, and I don't think I have anymore. That thing's gone. Good nubbin, Sonam. What? She actually said that. Oh yeah, 6th grade, man. I'll get my yearbook one day out and I'll read it. In 6th grade, Cassandra, I had a crush on her all year, man, and I let her know it. She just spurned me, and I'm telling you, I probably weighed 65 pounds. I'm not even kidding. 6th grade, I was a tiny, tiny guy. And she literally put in my yearbook, "You're great as a boy, but you just don't cut it as a man." I don't know what to say. I guess she thought she was being nice. It's really weird. Sans, what's up? The man with the Darth Revan. That video posted, didn't it? The man with the Darth Revan, my friend. Way to go, Sans. Harry Scott is pretty upset that he's been trying to log into web app for 30 days now. Every time I put the verification code, it says error. Oh, I can't help you there. I don't know. Sorry, dude. How to meet my wife? We met at a church volleyball group. So I was very involved. I was very heavily into. I was very, very deep Christianity, evangelical Christianity, when I was younger. And one of my best friends and his wife, they were going to a singles volleyball. I don't know why they were going, but they were. And they're like, "Hey, there's this girl there. She's going through a divorce, but I think you'd really like her." And I'm like, "Okay." And I can go play volleyball. I love playing volleyball. I played a lot of volleyball in college. Even though I'm a little guy, I love playing volleyball. So I went to the volleyball, and in she walked. Oh, I remember it. I remember her walking in. She's so... Yeah, she did it for me, dude. And I think she did it for everybody there. It's not... I was not unique. My wife was popular. One time, so we met at a volleyball group, and our first date was to a wedding. It's funny, she called to invite me to a wedding, and I couldn't go because I was busy. I think I was going on a retreat with my youth group or so. I was a youth minister at the time. So then I invited her to a wedding the next weekend, but she didn't realize that my wedding was a 2-hour drive away. She didn't realize it was going to be an entire day we were spending together. So we drove all the way out to this wedding, all the way back. We had a great time. We really enjoyed ourselves. And the rest is history, as they say. So, yeah, my wife had a lot of boyfriends. So one time I met this guy when we were engaged, and he had gone to high school with her, and he's like, "Oh, he's like, you're marrying this person?" And I said, "Yeah, we're engaged." And he's like, "Dude," and he shook my hand. he shook my hand. So yeah, my wife's got it going on. What do you want? Luckily, she's okay with tiny little nerds. Oh my gosh. I'm so lucky that my hot wife is into tiny little nerd guys. She thinks Topher Grace is great. I mean, she also likes Matthew McConaughey and stuff, but you know. Oh. How have you been in the 4 or 5 days since I recommended the last favorite coach? What? Since you commented last. I've been great. Just saying. Still interviewing for jobs, trying to find the right job out there, but favorite KOTOR. I'm not a KOTOR guy. Sorry. Favorite, I mean, guys, there's an old stream where I played KOTOR. I literally came on here and I streamed KOTOR. I purchased it out of the Play Store, and it's just not my bag, man. Now, if they remake the game, I'll play it on here. We'll play it. I'll get it done. But I don't know. Just walking through town, there's no real skill to like the combat mechanics, as far as I could tell. I mean, I played for like 2 hours, and I gotta walk around, and it felt like Zelda to me. Except there's no skill to the combat. So I'm walking around just asking people questions like, hey, do you know about this? Oh, well, that's just not my style, man. I'm not a choose your own event. I want some action. You know, my preferred way of action is overhead, control from a distance. You know, I'm gonna when we do the 24-hour stream, guys, I'm gonna show you Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds. I hope you tune in to watch it. They used the Age of Empires engine for that game. My favorite game of all time. It's why I'm playing Wild Rift so much right now. I love that style of game. Real-time strategy, in the moment, playing your character, you know, skills involved. I just liked it. So KOTOR just didn't do anything for me. I know I'm in the large minority there, and it is what it is, but I just couldn't get through it. It was like I gotta go ask another person more questions and smash their chest, and not their chest, but their chest over there, and get some credits out of it, and some guns and grenades. I just didn't. The December mystery chest has Inquisitors. Yes, correct. You played Star Wars: The Old Republic for a while. Cool. I never tried that. What do you think about Separatists? Well, I mean, in the game, I mean, Separatists are great. You got the Grievous team that's really a decent defense team. You can, you know, early on, you can set Newt teams with like with Dooku and Jango Fett. Separatists are really good defensive teams to throw out there in the game. Yeah, and you need the Separatist droids to get gas too. So I'd recommend those Separatists. Watt Tambor, Matt, just you can plug them in just about anywhere. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. You know, Temple of Doom was largely panned, but I've always liked it. If you watch it back, the action sequences are a little bit clunky. Like, he's getting away with stuff he doesn't do in the other. It's a little more campy than the other ones, and it's supposed to be a prequel. Temple of Doom is a prequel, right? We didn't say prequels at the time, but it was Indiana Jones in his younger days, seeking fortune and glory, and then realizing that what he's really doing is saving people, and he finds more pleasure in that. He's a hero, right? He becomes a hero in Temple of Doom. I liked it. I liked Temple of Doom. It was unnecessarily panned for a long time by a lot of people, but I really like Temple of Doom too. I think that Last Crusade is the best of the trilogy. You put him and Sean Connery together was tremendous. Tremendous. It doesn't get much better than that. It doesn't get much better than Last Crusade. Best farm after Gas Rush. Well, it depends on what else you got. Tom Redmond, what else is on your roster? I mean, the Gas Rush can kind of lead you into Lord Vader or Jedi Master Kenobi, because the characters that are in the Gas Rush can lead into those. But I mean, if you don't have CLS yet, you know, that base set would be CLS, Gas, both Revans, and Malak, and that's kind of the basic non-galactic Padme non-galactic legend teams you can put out there at a base level that you need to have on your roster. So if you don't have one of those, maybe you'll get them. They're not that difficult. Those are pretty easy unlocks. You still got to gear them up to relic level. If you do have those, then go get a galactic legend. Go get your galactic legend. Whichever one you're closest to, go get it. The Glory Days. Oh, don't get me started, Patrick, on the Red Wings. Ugh. I love Breaking Bad. You know what? I have not. So here's my son raised by Better Call Saul. I'm more of a guy, I like to binge watch. When I binge watch stuff, I get a lot more enjoyment out of it. I can watch it at my pace, at my leisure. I can sit down for 2 hours and watch 2 episodes. I can sit down for 30 minutes and watch 1 episode and not feel like I'm falling behind. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait a week or a year for a new episode. So I started, Breaking Bad is the greatest thing ever created by mankind as far as entertainment. Hands down. It's better than The Godfather. I mean, it is a modern day Godfather, basically. But it's better than that. It's better than everything. Breaking Bad's the best thing that's ever been created. Includes Star Wars. I don't care. Breaking Bad is it. When you become a middle-aged man, watch Breaking Bad again. You'll have a whole new appreciation. When you get past 40 and you get past your crisis where you realize that you aren't going to achieve all the dreams you had when you were a young man, go back and watch Breaking Bad. You'll love it even more. I've only watched the first couple episodes of Better Call Saul. What I'm doing right now is I'm going through Breaking Bad again. It's my 3rd time. I'm on at the end. Gus just died. Oh, what? That's the most amazing episode of any TV show ever made. Gus Fring's death. Watch it. Watch it again. There's so much there. And the fact that Walt set it up from the start is amazing. So, I haven't watched Better Call Saul. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna watch it when I finish this round of Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul is next on the list. I'm gonna start from scratch, watch it all the way through. I'm sure it's great. My son says it's great. I love Bob Saget. What's his name? Bob Kirkman. It's not those two. I love that guy. Bob. What's Bob? Hey, that's him. What's up? I watched Nobody. That was awesome too. What's his name? Breaking Bad is the GOAT. I'm with you. You would choose Better Call Saul. See, really? Are you an older person selling them, or are you a younger person? One time we bought what looked like a mint condition, perfectly legit DVD copy of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, with special features turned out to be a terrible quality pirated version, all these special features being a 30-second long trailer for Bad Boys. You get what you pay for. Lord of the Rings. I guess Lord of the Rings would be up. You have to take that out of the equation as well. The Lord of the Rings trilogy you have to take out of the best movies of all time equation. You got to take like. Yeah. I just remove all the fantasies. Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Lord of the Rings. You know, get the Avengers movies out of there, because they're Guardians of the Galaxy. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I love them. I didn't see this short. It might still be up. It should be out there. Hang on. Hang on, I'm gonna check my YouTube channel. Thought I scheduled it for today at noon. Hold on. If it's not there, we're gonna release it now. Hold on, Sans. Scheduled for today at... Oh, I messed this up. Okay, I'm just gonna release it. There you go, Sans. I just put it out. I messed it up. I had 2 of them. I got 2 shorts coming out here shortly. So they'll both be on there. Sorry about that, Sans. It's out now, though. Everybody go watch the short when you're done with this. Sans had... by the way, the shorts have been tremendous for the channel. Probably a lot of you have found the channel through the shorts. And it's been a really big growth piece for everything. So I'm meeting a lot of people, getting a lot of new subscribers from those things, man. Come back in a bit, Wookiee fellow K. Soupy, I have Jedi Master Luke and Spring Leader Kylo Ren. Which DL should I go for next? If you have those 2, I'm going to guess that you have a developed roster. Probably a developed roster that got you those 2 would lead really well into Jedi Master Kenobi. Would be what I would say. I'd say Jedi Master Kenobi. But I'd also say whichever one you're closest to. Like, if you're closer to C, go get C. He's a pretty easy unlock. Do whichever one you're closest to, but Jedi Master Kenobi would make the most sense, because I think you probably have gas as well on that roster, so you're getting closer to him. Me too, Cyril. I can't wait to play Galactic Battlegrounds. I haven't played it in years. Jake Tokarczyk, are you going for your job on your main account? Curious who's more important for profundity. I'm going to. Not yet, but I'm going to. So the order of operations for me on this main account is going to be Executor this month, and then Jedi Master Kenobi in the spring, and then Starkiller, and then I'll get back into Galactic Legends. I might have to do Inquisitors, because if they're needed for the new territory battle, I gotta help my guild out too. So we'll see. But it might be Jabba after that, but you know, the thing is, I'll have Maul unlocked, so maybe Lord Vader will be a thing. I'm not sure. It'll be Jabba or Lord Vader, I'll tell you that much. Or it could be the new one. If Arnold's right and it's Andor Leia, I might go for that. I'm a big Leia fan. Someone's 29. Well, you're a young person. You're young. You watched it 3 times. Awesome. I could never get Lord of the Rings as a kid, but now it's one of your favorites. Drive past Hobbits. Oh, nice. That's awesome. So you're in New Zealand? That's great. Soupy. Yeah, that's it. All right, we're out of questions. I'm at the end of the questions. Now I'm just opening Bronziums. I'm gonna try and get through all these, and I gotta go get some extension cords for the wife and pick up the boy from school. Yeah, I'm not super into this new Dr. Aphra, Sana. I just don't know who these people are, you know? And to find out their comic book, it's a little weird to me. It's a little weird that they're comic book people. I don't know. Have I ever struggled with substances? No, I've never had a problem. I had my first drink. You guys saw it. I did my first shot last year when I turned 50. I didn't really. I guess I had my first drink when I was 20. If I drank once a year until I was like 45, I'd be shocked. I don't think I hardly ever drank. Now I'll have a glass of wine once a month, or 2 glasses of wine once a month, or a margarita. I probably drink about once a month at most right now. I've never really struggled with it. I've been on asthma medication my whole life, so I don't smoke. I have asthma, so smoking would be really stupid. So I've never gotten into that whole scene, with smoking or of any kind. And I've been fortunate. Should I share this or not? My grandfather was an alcoholic, and he's still alive, but he hasn't had a drink since I've been alive, 50 years maybe. He went cold turkey. He just smoked and drank. He was raising a family. He was in the 50s. He was a businessman in the 50s. He's your stereotypical white male 50s businessman in Chicago. And I remember I interviewed my grandparents. We'd have it forever before my grandma died. And I remember they said that let me get my free one here. He drank all the time. He just was a drunk, and wasn't like a raging. He didn't like beat, wasn't violent or anything. Just drunk, just a drunk. And my grandma and grandpa said that the end of it for him was my grandma went to him and said, "Do you remember yesterday?" And he's like, "I don't. What?" And he was watching a football game with his dad in the basement. And his dad was my grandpa is very, very exuberant, very boisterous. My personality is a lot like my grandpa's. Very out there, very extrovert, whatever. He's very out there. His dad was the opposite. He's very quiet, introverted, they're a small guy, whatever. And apparently something happened at the football game. And my grandpa was going off and destroying his dad verbally, just tearing him limb from limb verbally. And he didn't remember any of it, and he never had a drink after that. And that's not the easy story that some people have, And he stopped smoking at some point. He just didn't, and he never. And they kept the alcohol in the house. Like I remember my uncle, when they at their 40th anniversary, I remember my uncle was like, "Hey, can I take this? Can I take?" And he's like, my grandpa's like, "Yeah, I don't use it anymore." And he didn't have to. He just stopped. He just stopped drinking. So, but I never struggled with any of that stuff. Never. You struggle being able to afford them nice. And, you know, there's depression in my family, and depression kind of leads that kind of stuff. I've been fortunate to avoid that. You know, you get depressed every now and then. You get a feeling. I remember a guy in college described it as you feel like a wind. The wind is just blowing through you. And I remember he said that, and all the women in the room were like, what are you talking about? And all the men were like, I know what you mean. I know that feeling. The wind just blowing right through you, like you are nothing. You don't even exist. You're there alone, and nobody cares. I think it's. I don't think it's unique to men, but I think it's more prevalent in men than women. And you see suicidal stuff in men and women for different reasons, and depression for different reasons. You know, men just feel like they're worthless because nobody cares, and women tend to get like need approval from other women. I'm not a psychiatrist. I might be going way out of reach here. Wait a minute. What teams did I farm for proving grounds? I don't know. So what I did was Jorge is here. Jorge. What's up, buddy? Jorge. What teams did I farm for proving grounds? So you're gonna be at 4 million when you get to proving grounds. When you get to 4 million, you should have a nice roster. I would think that you'd be able to get any of it done. I use Supreme Leader Kylo Ren for mine, and he goes right through all of it with no problem. So you should have a Galactic Legend farmed or gas. You know, you should have some pretty stiff teams on there for proving grounds. Otherwise, I don't know, but I just use Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, and I just go right through it without any problem. At 4 million, you really should have a Galactic Legend by the time you get there, or be really close. Or you should have gas, which would be option number 1B, I guess. What's my day job? Jake, I worked in mortgage for about 25 years, and right now I'm without a day job, so I'm just doing this. This is my day job right now. So, unfortunately, and I'm looking for a job right now. I'm on the search. I'm interested. I'm looking around, and I've had a couple interviews that didn't quite pan out. I had another interview today. Well, hopefully we'll see something works out, because you know, at 5,000 subscribers, it's really nice, and I really love you guys. It's just not quite bringing in the bucks for the family, you know? Did I 100% complete Lego Star? No, I did not. It came out... So, again... For one thing, it came out at a time when I went through all the planets. That was all a live stream. So, I completed all the planets on day one. I did a live stream for each one of them. That was fun. But then my wife and I were in the middle of looking for a house, and we were looking for a house in this town that's 4 hours away from our previous house. We had to drive down here on weekends and spend the weekend looking. And I just never had time. It was right around that time, April, May, June. I just never really was able to make the time to really dig in and get all the way 100% through it. And unfortunately, we'll play that on the 24-hour stream. We'll get in there and do some more of that. The other thing is for me, and I'll just be honest, I'm not a huge puzzle guy. I really am a competitive guy. I like to compete with somebody else one-on-one. That's why I like Galaxy Heroes. You're competing, Grand Arena's there. Compete with your roster. You used to be Squad Arena. Territory Battles, Territory Wars were there, competing with your guild. I like competition. I like putting together, organizing, strategizing. I like competing. I don't necessarily have to win to enjoy it. I like the competition. That's why I love games that are competition. Puzzle games where you're just the only one there, I just get bored with them eventually. And I'm not saying I'm bored with Skywalker Saga, but I didn't finish 100%. We'll play it on the 24-hour stream for sure. Do I work out? Not really, Jew. It's nice to meet you, Jew Drifter. That's a tremendous name. Jew Drifter. I'll tell you a story. So, I've worked out on and off at different periods of my life. In college, I worked out for a while. I told you a story about when I was going into 7th grade and I worked out all summer with my 6.5 pound weights. Right the year before COVID, I was in pretty good shape. I had got down to a good weight, and I was going to the gym twice a week, and I was just doing all around well. And then COVID hit, and you couldn't go to the gym anymore for the first 6 months or so. And I have asthma, so I was concerned about going out in public, so I really didn't want to do that. And I honestly, I think I got COVID very early on. I don't know how to track it or whatever. I think I got it very early on, and I'm sure I've had it since because I had my son test positive. I've never gotten super sick from it, but I got a little bit sick, very little bit, like mild symptoms, which, you get 3 or 4 times a year anyway, right? For me, like my knees get achy, my lungs get a little tight because of my asthma, and I hack up stuff. I might get a headache. I might have some, Hershey squirts. That's a nice little piece. So that's mostly the achy joints is an indication to me that I've got a bug. So it happened to me in March. My wife went to San Francisco in mid-February for a teacher's convention, and she came back. And when she came back, she didn't feel well for a while. My son was out of school for a week with just like a 99 to 100 fever every day. He never got over the fever. We didn't know what it was. There was no testing at the time. And then I had a little fever for a couple days, but just kind of felt ill for a little while. I will tell you this, my asthma has not been the same ever since March or April 2020. It used to be that when I would have trouble breathing, I'd go on a prednisone schedule, prednisone's a steroid, and it would change my life for a week, and then I'd be really good for like a few months afterward. It was a change your life kind of feeling. Ever since that March or April 2020, when I go on prednisone, it helps, but it's not all that great. It's fine. It helps a little bit. It alleviates the symptoms somewhat. What was the question? Do I work out? So the answer is I stopped working out because I haven't really felt 100% with my asthma ever since then. And working out really kind of it's not good for my breathing. So I'm about to go on a new shot with the doctor that is supposed to help me. We're going to try it out and see if it can help, and hopefully it does, because right now my activity is very limited just because I'm not breathing well. So am I following USA in the World Cup? Loosely. I'm following the USA loosely. Hope they do well in the World Cup. I always root for them. My son was here last weekend for Thanksgiving. We watched the USA play England to the tie. I'm not following, and then I checked on the Iran score. I didn't watch the game, so I'm following them loosely. Of course, I'm rooting for them, but I'm not a huge soccer/football fan. Don't have time to watch this game here. Drop a like. Thank you, Allie. I appreciate that. All right, guys, we're getting to the end here. When I get down to about 10K, I'll leave it. We'll try to get all the way through. We'll see. Then we'll go see what our 200,000 Bronziums have brought us. Glad you beat it if you can get those steps in. Yeah, get the walking is really important. Judifter, that's really important. Get just walking around every day. I've got if I walk down to where the bus stop is and back, it's like 3/4 of a mile. If I take a couple detours around, I can walk a mile and a half right around my house. And I need to do more of that. I need to just get around and walk. It's so good for your health, just getting up and moving around. So I hear you. Thanks. Appreciate it. I have been opening scans for 1 hour and 23 minutes. We'll be done shortly. We'll be done. The YouTube didn't let you know I was live yesterday, Jorge. Oh, no. Say it ain't so. I'm going to wrap this up shortly. We're at 30 likes. That's nice. We're not going to get to 50 again. We're getting there. We're slowly building. It just pops up for me. Yeah. I think it normally pops up for Jorge. It just didn't yesterday. It happens. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Jake Tokarczyk. Did I move? Yeah, we moved. We moved from the St. Louis, Missouri area to the Joplin, Missouri area. We moved on June 2nd and 3rd of this year. So this is if you look back at my videos before June, it's a whole different setup in a different office. We got here. I'm talking to my wife about setting up this little corner of my new office with my Star Wars stuff. So I got my shelf here with everything in there. I got my dresser with all this stuff on there. She bought the Star Wars. Mrs. Nooch is awesome. She bought Star Wars wallpaper for me, everybody. How about that? Good stuff. Why did we move? Well, that's a good question. My family still doesn't understand it. So I was able to work remotely, and my wife was sick of teaching, and teachers, unfortunately, just have not been treated well for a long time, and I think that teaching is a profession that they've really screwed up on. And I don't mean the pay. I just mean she just didn't enjoy the culture of it. And I heard a stat. I listen to Crystal and Sagar a lot. I think they pointed out, somebody on there pointed out that teachers' salary percent of the cost of school over the last 50 years has remained basically the same. The percentage of budgets for schools that are taken up by teacher salary has remained the same over time. But the cost for administration at schools over that time has ballooned. Like, and administration means principals, deans, people at the administrative office. These people, and I think this is true, I think this is one of the biggest problems with America right now, is we have way too many administrators across the board, and they're creating more administrators to bring their cronies along with them, and nobody looks at it like that. I don't think anybody feels like that or is trying to do it that way, but that's what's happening. People are just administrating the heck out of everything just to justify their position, and I think it's sucking the life out of our schools in our country. And teachers, they're all miserable. None of them want to be there. And I talk to teachers all the time. My wife was a teacher. She was miserable, and they all were. They really all were. And I think it's because there's too many principals. You know, when I was in school, we would have 2 or 3 principals. You'd be assigned by alphabetical order. Now they have like 5 principals, 3 deans, so many counselors, and it's just they just need to get back to teaching. It just needs to be about teaching the subject matter. They want teachers to be counselors now. They're teaching them how to, hold the kid's hand. It's like, no, they're teaching. They should be holding kids accountable. You gotta learn accountability. If you don't have any accountability, you gotta put out in the real life is accountability. And teachers, they were not permitted to hold kids accountable. And when they were, they had to fight tooth and nail for it. And she got sick of it. So I told her, I'm like, I'm done with this. I was making enough money at the time. I could work remote. I cleared with my boss to move. I'm like, just quit. Just do it. And she's like, fine, I'm quitting. Our 2 twins graduated college at the same time from the St. Louis area. It all kind of just converged, and this is kind of our retirement thing. Was we wanted to move to somewhere a little bit quieter. We have 1.5 acres now, from a suburban area to we have 1.5 acres. Our house, this is actually a nicer house. You plop this house down where we used to live, it would be 50 to 60% more expensive than we paid for it. We're just happy to be here, and that's why we moved. My family doesn't get it. Why did you have to move? I don't think anybody gets it, but my wife and I get it, and we're super, super happy. So that's why we moved. Ah, man. Jew Difter, the channel's major potential appears to many. Best of luck. Hey, thanks, Jew. I appreciate that. And that is really, that is a tremendous compliment. I appreciate that. I've been working hard to get as much content out there as possible. I think these shorts have been really beneficial to the channel. And I'm looking for the 24-hour stream. What is a dean? So, like, the principal is in charge of discipline and keeping everything in line and the rules, and the deans are in charge of, like, academics. It's stupid. Colleges do it, but colleges are all run by gazillions of administrators. They just need principals. They don't need deans. The way schools are run is really poor. And anyway, tower defense event on. It's a lot of losses and sniper action. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I did Galaxy Heroes yesterday. I had a roster review yesterday. Alright, guys, we're going to wrap this up here in a minute. time is it? Okay, I gotta get going here shortly. Tell you what, sitting in this back for a long time, this chair for a long time, kind of isn't great for my back. I wonder if I should I sit back more? I don't know. Let's finish it up. All right, we pulled about 200,000 Bronziums there. Let's see what we got. Let's take a look at the haul. What's over here? If my top 16 favorite subscribers were brought into an arena and had to battle using lightsabers only, mild weather conditions, 5 minutes prep time. Well, you're in the I think that Jorge's in the military. I would say it'd be Jorge or Jamie Dean, probably. That's what I think it'd be one of those two guys. That's a funny question. An open all button would be nice, but I don't think they're ever going to do it. They would have done it by now. All right, let's take a look. Don't leave yet. Let's look at the haul. Let's see what we got. 14,000! Over 14,000! Look at that. That's hot. That's a lot of stuff. Cash it in, baby! That's going to look really nice on the Hyperdrive account. Over here right now. Who needs this? No, I'm trying to get IG-88. I need this. I'm almost to the Executor, guys. Okay! That's all we got. Thanks for the compliments. Thanks for the fun. I'm glad you guys asked all the questions you did. We had a lot of fun. I'll be back later, maybe tomorrow. As always, remember, it's too good.